The meeting of oneself awaits at the network's threshold. Behind the polished persona, the real shadow writhes. Carl Jung observed the screen, gleaming, flawless, with perfect smiles, unblemished achievements, a life without shadows. Your life is perfect, online. And in real life? The answer echoes, a silent scream in the void. Think of the filters, the poses, the edits that transform your reality into a facade, carefully constructed for others' eyes. Do you remember the sparkle in your eyes, the simple joy, before the digital stage? What happens when social comparison, an invisible tyranny, starts to corrode your soul, your peace, sacrificed for external validation online, for the illusion of belonging, a secret price, paid with your very essence? Carl Jung warned us. The meeting of oneself awaits at the network's threshold. Behind the polished persona, the real shadow writhes. The shadow grows, where truth was denied. See the reflection of a soul hungry for likes, for approval, lost in the labyrinth of performance where every photo, every post, is a new chain. If this provocation hit you, if you feel the claustrophobia of this facade, this video is a brutal mirror, ready to shatter the illusion, ready to face your life beyond the feed. You weren't born to compete. You were born to flourish in your own measure, with a unique rhythm. But you were programmed for comparison, for the incessant race, for the pursuit of an unattainable ideal. From an early age, perfect images surrounded you. Flawless bodies, problem-free lives, effortless successes. They told you, you need to be like them. Don't be less, be more. This is behavioral engineering in its cruelest form, a system that forces you to be a reflection, a copy, transforming your search for identity into a performance for external validation. You were conditioned to associate your self-worth with likes, your happiness with comments, your dignity with followers. Think of the intermittent positive reinforcement of social media, that dopamine spike, when your post goes viral, when approval floods the screen. All this hooks you, keeps you spinning on the comparison wheel. Just as Skinner observed in his experiments, you are randomly rewarded to continue the chase, and behavioral finance enters here brutally. The beauty industry, the fashion industry, the Instagrammable travel industry. It capitalizes on your insecurity, on your fear of inadequacy, on your desire to belong. You spend your money, go into debt, on products, on experiences, not out of real need, but from an impulse programmed by comparison, to have what the other shows, to be what the algorithm applauds. Robert Cialdini, in his Laws of Persuasion, shows how social proof, everyone's displaying a life like this, and the trigger of envy, subtly implanted, are used to manipulate your decision. Your life becomes a billboard for external validation. You are indoctrinated to love the prison of image because it promises acceptance, a place on the virtual podium, instead of the freedom to be authentic, to find peace in your own singularity. If this programming traps you, comment below. I question my idealized image. You feel a silent ache, an inadequacy that corrodes even when your posts shine and likes flood the screen. This is your internal fragmentation, the price of your soul surrendered to the tyranny of comparison. The shadow, according to Carl Jung, is everything you deny within yourself, your unfiltered imperfection, your real insecurity, your truth that doesn't fit. In the perfect feed, they were silenced, pushed into the unconscious dark in the name of performance, of the ideal life, of the relentless pursuit of an external standard. And what you repress controls you, sabotages you, hence the anxiety that paralyzes, the mental exhaustion that doesn't cease, the feeling that nothing is ever enough, because you are in a race against ghosts. Gabor explains that the trauma of disconnection from the authentic self, from your own singularity, creates a vicious cycle of self-deception, where your own self-esteem is sacrificed on the altar of image. You project your shadow, onto the perfect ones online, onto those who have it all, onto those who seem untouchable, because seeing the humanity in them means facing your own flaws, your own unaccepted incompleteness. Your identity becomes a distorted reflection, a cracking mask. You are not who you are. You are who comparison demands you to be validated, to be seen. But deep down, you feel invisible. How much of your vital energy is spent maintaining this facade of perfection, in feeding the system that blinds you to your own light? If this truth provoked you, comment below. I choose my reality, not the facade. You seek freedom, but why do you feel so empty? Even with the freedom to express yourself online, so much influence, so much connection. Because this is false freedom, a glass prison, where your image is perfect, but your soul suffocates. The freedom to curate your life for others, but not the freedom to live your own truth. The freedom to follow trends, but not the freedom to find your own path. The system sells you the illusion of fulfillment. Through public recognition, it transforms your need for validation into a dopamine trap of likes, of followers, that never fill the abyss of inadequacy. Think of the perfect image industry. It doesn't need to force you to be unhappy. It just needs to reward performance, the replication of unattainable ideals, predictable behavior, and profit flows. This is validation capitalism. It profits from your insecurity, from your envy, from your relentless pursuit of approval, your energy, your time, your peace, all monetized by the engine of comparison. Behavioral finance operates here brutally. How often have you gone into debt to buy status, the Instagrammable trip? The clothes that would make you fit in with someone else's image, not out of genuine need, but from fear of not being enough, from the illusion that the next purchase would bring acceptance. Daniel Kahneman taught us about anchoring bias. Your mind is anchored to the perfect life in the feed, to the filtered body, to the displayed success. You believe this is the measure of happiness, ignoring the secret price, the emptiness that grows. You are not deciding, you are obeying the script of performance to maintain the order of illusion, the stability of profit, the manufactured peace of your online life. But true freedom cannot be bought with likes. It is conquered in detachment from what others think, in the courage to be real, with your flaws, with your raw authenticity. If this part resonated with you, comment here. I don't want to trade freedom for online approval anymore. Rupture isn't an unfollow. It's a follow for your true self. It's a clean cut in the facade you built. It's when you stop obeying the distorted mirror of social media and start inhabiting your own skin, your own truth. Authentic reconstruction begins in the silence of your self-acceptance, in the courage to allow yourself to be flawed, imperfect, vulnerable, without the need for filters or approval, a stillness that the digital system so fears because it prevents it from controlling you. Gabor shows us the root of our relentless pursuit of external validation is the trauma of disconnection from the authentic self. It's the belief that your worth depends on performance. The cure is reconnection with your integrity, with your capacity to shine without applause from outside. This is true disobedience, disobeying the culture that wants you to be a character, the voices that tell you to perform, your own self-exploitation in pursuit of likes. It's a radical choice, to abandon the false security of the perfect image, for the uncertainty of your own raw reality, an authenticity that is priceless, because it costs your influencer identity, your ideal life. Jordan Peterson speaks about the responsibility of embracing order, of facing the chaos of your imperfection, and bringing coherence with your own truth. Your life isn't a feed, it's a purpose, a path of real shadows and lights. You'll lose the fear of not being likable. You'll stop sabotaging yourself by comparing with others' personas, because there will be no part of you hidden behind the mask, no vital energy wasted maintaining a facade. Your soul, Free from the chains of comparison's tyranny. This is freedom. Not the freedom to display, but the freedom to be, to feel, to live with authenticity, with presence, without the exhaustion of performance, without the invisible shackles of others' judgment. If you feel this is the moment to break through the walls of comparison, type in the comments, "The comparison programming ends with me." Or send this video to someone living trapped in their own facade. The tyranny of social comparison, the secret price of online comparison. Your life is perfect, online. And in real life, how long will you sacrifice your peace for external validation online? Your most important validation comes from within, not from a feed. You are not an image. You are not a filter. You are not an engagement algorithm. You are a consciousness, capable of being, of feeling, of living your own raw truth. The price of freedom isn't speech, but the courage to break the silence the system imposed on you. The courage to unplug, to reflect, to be who you are, without masks, without performances. Choose your authenticity, even if it's not viral, even if it doesn't generate millions of likes. This is your deepest freedom, to be who you truly are, beyond the facade, beyond the tyranny of comparison, beyond the prison of others' judgment. If something awakened in you in this video, comment, "I see beyond the veil of comparison." Share this content with anyone living trapped in the illusion of the perfect image. And if you want to keep breaking cycles with me, subscribe now. The shadow you avoid controls you. Freedom only frightens until you discover you were ready all along. Rupture is the beginning. Consciousness is the path to your raw authenticity.